Hi guys. So now that you get here, it means that you have somehow be interested in doing the lending template or the lending management system that I have created through Google Sheets. So this is a demo tutorial that I'm going to present. So you will have an idea on how are you going to use this template. So let's get started. First, this is now the interface that you're going to see once you have opened the file that has been sent to your email. So when you open the file, you will get a free trial for 1 day uh, as editor. That means you will be able to test this file as an editor. So what you're going to have to do once you receive the file is you need to activate the authorization. So first go to My Menu, Authorize Functions. You will see a pop-up here that says authorization required. Or you just gonna have to click OK, then click your email, then click Advanced, go to Lending, then Continue. If you see a checkbox, just select Check All, then Continue. Then after that authorization, all the buttons in this template should now be working. So just press one button, for example, the first button. If the form opens, that means the authorization has successfully launched. So we're good to go now to do the next step. So this is now how the lending management system works. You don't have to type anything on the sheet or on the cells of the sheet. Everything is being added. All data are being added using these four buttons on the left. So that means a registration of your borrowers, loan application, payment, the capital, expenses. These are all added by means of these four buttons. So how do we use this template? First, we need to set up your borrowers. For example, you want to apply a loan. So let's close this one and just click it for another time. Then once this form open, if you don't have a borrower listed in your system yet, that means it is a first-time borrower. You're gonna have to click here because it's a new application. This is the part where you're going to open the borrower's form or the borrower's where you enter or register the borrower's informations. So let's set up a name sample. Let's say John. So, then let's set a sample phone number and the sample email. Then with regards to the date of birth, there is a restriction in this file that you cannot input a date of birth that is younger than 18 years old. So this is one of the restrictions of this file. If you try to submit an age that is younger than an 18 years old, this form will not submit. Oh, let's try that and let's see what's going to happen. So, example, I have added a date of birth with 2018. So it will have a message that age must be 18 years old. So the registration will not be accepted. So therefore, you're going to have to enter a valid date that is over 18 years old. So let's try a date from 2002. Yeah. There. It says borrower's data added. So you're going to have to put the for people with date of birth that are older than 18 years old. This restriction can be also removed upon the request of the one who buy this template. So if you requested that this restriction be removed, I can do that easily. Then all the borrower's data that you have entered will be populated on the borrower's data tab. So this is the data that you have entered. So after you have submitted the borrower's data, you'll notice that the loan application automatically pop up again. That means that the borrowers that you have set up is now ready for loan application. So let's go back to dashboard tab. Let's apply for a loan again. And because you already have a borrower's data set up in the borrower's data tab, So you will see the name of that person here. So we can select that name, and it will show you the phone number and the email address. Then we can now set up a loan. Let's try to set up one loan. Yeah. Once we submit this, you will notice that there is a message here that says insufficient balance. Why is that? That's because the current cash balance is 0. So this is the cash balance. So what do we need to do now in order to make this loan submitted? So we need to add a capital. The reason why we could not submit this loan application because we don't have enough cash balance to process this loan. So we need to add up a capital first. So here's what we're going to do. We click on the Add Capital Withdrawal button and set up a capital. So let's say we add $1 million, then add capital. Okay. Once submitted, the capital that you've added will automatically populate this data. So currently, this template is set up for a Philippine setting because the currency that I've used here is a Philippine peso. So we can easily convert it to any currency as you want. So for now, I'm going to set an example using the Philippine currency. So now that we have set up capital, the cash balance was also added. We can now start applying for a loan for the person that you have registered. So let's set up a loan. Select that person again. Then set up a loan. For example, we need loan around 10,000 pesos. Personal loan. Then the number of payment is 10 payments. Then it will be paid monthly for 10% interest. Once we submit that, so the loan will be submitted, and all data that you have submitted regarding the loan application will be submitted in this tab, the loan data tab. So these are the data. Then as we go back to the dashboard tab, you will notice that the items that you have submitted is saved on this table. So this table are the list of data with pending loans. That means this is the list of names that has not yet been fully paid. So because it is just a new loan, it was not yet fully paid. In fact, it was not yet paid yet. So that's why it appears on this list. And also you will notice that the cash balance has deducted 10,000 in each balance because you loaned 10,000. So for the net profit, there is no profit yet registering in this section because no payment has been made yet. So you will only gain profit once the payment starts. So now let's try to set up a payment. But before that, I'd like to discuss that when you process a loan, you can now view the data of that person who borrowed in the payment summary tab. So in the payment summary tab, this is where all the payments, all the data of the borrowers are listed, and the loan details are listed. And in this part, this is where the payments will be listed once a payment is processed. And also, there is a portion here that after you selected the borrower and the loan number, there is a part here where you can have your own promissory note for the loan application. So, for example, this is a sample promissory note regarding the loan application with the details of the interest rate, payment schedules, maturity date, and the possible penalty. The name is written here, and and you can have the loan officer of the business name that you set. So, for example, you set a business name here, ABC Lending. So that data will be updated here as well. And also this part have a schedule of payments for that loan. So if you are going to present this to your customers or clients, they will have a list of dates on what are the amount they're going to pay for that date and the running balance until it went to zero. So this is the schedule of payments set for 10 months because that 10 months was the one set up when you set when that customer applied for a loan. So, and the good thing is this is also printable. You're just gonna have to select the entire range and click on this printer icon. This is what's going to look like when you set a printer. But do not print this one. You're gonna have to switch this to selected cell. So after that, it will show only those area that you have selected. So to make sure that this goes into one page only, you can do portrait and fit to page. So this is now printable in its best form. So this is now something that you can give to your customer and have them signed. It. Okay. So with regards to the paper size, it's up to you. You're the one setting up your printer. You can do whatever you like with regards to the paper size. So let's go back to the template. So as we were discussing earlier, what's gonna happen if we set up a payment? So let's set up a payment by clicking the pay loan button. So once there is a loan application that has not yet been paid, you're gonna have to open the payment form. And on the payment form, you will be able to select the names of the person who have borrowed, presenting its loan number. Like this one, there is LN0001 payment here. So that means that's the person. Once we select that, it will show you the details of the loan, like the amount payable, the monthly dues for 10 months, and the amount paid. There is nothing has been paid yet, so this is still zero, and the loan balance. So now what we have to process the payment, we just have to select a date, then regular monthly dues. If you are going to process the regular monthly dues, this one, so like just put it in regular monthly dues and put 1-1, then submit. There. So payment has been submitted. All the payments that you have submitted will be posted in this tab. So the payment data tab. So it contains the name. This is the one you submitted, the name, the date of payment, nature, payment amount. Then it automatically calculates the payment reference number, which is the payment LN001. So what? Also, you will notice that after you have paid, the loan balance has deducted from 11,000 to 9,100, and your payment was also entered in the amount paid column. And also, there was an additional 1,100, the payment that you set up on the cash balance because it was an actual and actual credit on the cash balance. So that's what's gonna happen when you pay. And also you will notice that you also earned a 100 net profit for that payment because as the loan amount was the principal amount of that loan was 10,000 and the loanable the payable amount is 11,000. That means you will be gaining an interest of 1,000 if everything is fully paid. So because it's payable within 10 payments, so that interest of 1,000 will be divided into 10. So that's why once the payment of 1,100 was entered, a net profit of 100 was also added to your profits. Okay, and also the history of that payment was also registered here in the payment summary. As you can see, your payment was added in here. So what if the next scenario that the person that you have that borrowed to you has missed payment for the next month. In fact, he did not pay anything. So what you can do about that? So what you can do is to set up a penalty on that person because that penalty is actually added in this contract. You can this 2% you may be able to adjust that. So for example, you want this instead of 2%, you want this to make it at 200. 200 PHP every time that there will be a missed payment. So for example, we need to penalize the person because she has missed the payment. We're going to process the payment here. Select that person again. Put a date. But instead of paying a regular monthly dues or advance payment, we're gonna have to set a late payment or other service charge, which one you prefer to choose. Then set up the 200 pesos. That's the penalty that we're going to add if the person did not pay for the scheduled payment. Submit that penalty. Then the data was submitted, and you will notice there is no change in this list. It means that there is no added amounted to 200 with the value of to their payment. So it's fixed. Why? If you notice the payment summary tab, there is a payment here. The first one is the 1,100, where it is the regular monthly dues, and the other one is the 200, which is the payment or the penalty that you charge. But it will not be deducted on the loan balance because it was not a loan payment. It was a penalty. So where it's going to go? You will notice here the 200 was added to your net profit. So that's a good thing in here. Even if you have some borrowers that usually miss their payments during the schedule, you will still have a way to gain an income from that because you will be charging a penalty. So there is a two-way how to get an income from a borrowed money. So one is through the interest, and the second one are by ways of those penalties that you are going to charge with your clients. So for example, what's going to happen if the person that borrowed you the loan decided to fully pay the entire balance? So let's set up a payment for that. So let's go to payment. Select the name. You will see the total amount here, the monthly dues, the amount paid. So it's still 1,100 and the loan balance. So if you want to settle everything in the loan, you're just gonna have to pay this fully. So let's do the advance payment and pay the entire thing. So the 9,900, so it will be zeroed out. So once you click that, the payment will submit. Then you'll notice the name of the person that was listed here before is now gone. That means that person has fully paid his balance on the loan. So because this report only shows the details of the loans that have not yet been fully paid. So what's going to happen if we look on the payment summary? So up in the payment summary, you can see that the payment of 9,100 here was processed, and the loan is now being marked or being tagged as fully paid. So this is now you can now close this account for payment. So that means after that person has already fully paid that loan, he can now apply for another loan. So if for example we want to apply for another loan for the same person, we can now select that name again because the system, this lending management system is designed that a person cannot proceed with a second loan application if the first loan is not yet been fully paid. In this scenario, this has already been fully paid. That's why the name of the person has appeared here again. So let's just check. Considering that if the person has not yet been fully paid, what we're going to see on that form. So let's try to delete this row, the last payment, to make the person appear here again. That means he is not yet fully paid. And let's try to apply a loan for that person. Then you will notice here there is no name appearing. So the name of that person does not appear here because the system is designed that he cannot apply for a second loan if he has not fully paid this first loan. So if ever that you want to remove that restriction, especially if you have customers or clients that are using multiple loans in your business, so I can also remove that. You just gonna have to inform me if you want to remove that restriction. For now, this template is being defaulted to that restriction, just to make sure that you will have a safe way of managing your business, because you will not get a second loan application if the first obligation of that person is not yet been fulfilled. So now the new question is, how are you going able to get money from your business? To get money from your business, there are two ways. First, you can just withdraw a capital. So you just have to click the add capital withdrawal, add some date, click amount. For example, you want to withdraw 100,000. Then check, instead of add capital, click withdraw capital. Then submit. You will notice that your capital balance of 1 million has now been deducted 100,000 because you made a capital withdrawal. And also with that withdrawal, you also have a 100,000 deducted on your cash balance, because that withdrawal was actually an actual cash that needs to be deducted as well on the cash balance. So that's one way. That's one way to get a capital in your business. What's the other way to get a capital? For example, let's set this payment to, let's fully pay this again, just to make sure that we have enough advance and 99. Yeah, we're just gonna have to close that loan. Then you will notice that our profit is now 1,200 because we have already got an income, the 1,000 income for the 10,000 loan. The 200 was the penalty that we get, so a total of 1,200 that we have for our net profit. So saying again, regarding the other way of how are you going to withdraw money from your business. First was the capital. The second one is by withdrawing money from the net profit. So, for example, you can set an expense by means of salary. You have to give yourself a salary as the one working with this business. So that is just one thing with getting money through means of salary, but there are other means. So aside from salaries, you can also use this get money for payment of rent expense, supplies, utilities, and others. For example, you just have to select supplies for now because our net profit was a little bit small. You can withdraw 1,000. Just have to put a description, then just withdraw 1,000. Once we submitted that, there we will now able to get money from the business amounting to 1,000, and that data here is now posted in here as expense. So you will also notice that your 1,200 net profit before was now deducted 1,000. It's now the balance is now 200 because there was 1,200 before, but we have deducted an expense of 1,000. So this more likely this is how the template goes. So this is how you manage your lending, including the expense and the monitoring of profit, the capital, the cash balance, and everything. So if you think that this template is good enough for you to manage your own lending business, so if you want also to get a copy of this, so you should have received an email advising you that you already have an access to this. This template is available for a 1-day trial for you to test it, and after that, it will automatically go back to a viewer's access within 24 hours. And should you decide to purchase this, or you want to buy this, you just have to go to to your email, because you will be sending an instruction there on how are you going to pay for it. So there. Thank you very much, guys, and have a good day.